So out here at Mining Disrupt, this is Foghash. It's one of the leaders in mining container solutions. And right here, we're looking at their hydro container. So I'm going to quickly go over what that means. In mining, there's different ways to cool your machines because if they're mining Bitcoin, it gets very hot as it's constantly 24/7 hashing and working, doing, different computations. There's different ways to cool your machines, and there's air cooling, hydro cooling, immersion cooling. This is hydro, so we're going to quickly show you this container. I believe this is a 40-foot container, but don't quote me on that. This is the intercooler side of the container. So it's in a V shape, and it's kind of like the radiator. It kind of just works like a radiator system in your car. So this is basically going to cool all the machines. You have all the liquid coming in here, and these rivets on the side are going to help all the hot air and moisture wick out and cool the system, and then the cold fluid can come back in and cool your units. So we're gonna go inside and we're gonna check and see what this looks like on the inside. It has racks and shelves, so you're able to put a bunch of computers in here. So there's a door here to go in. Just watch your step. And these are all the racks that these mining machines go on. We're looking at machines right here. These are hydro machines. This is a Teraflux AH3880, hash rate of 600 terahash per second, mining Bitcoin. It's hydro cooled, so just plug it in and let it go and work. This is a plug and play container solution. So you just buy your machines, put them in these racks, as many as you can do. Over here in this room, you have your electrical breaker control cabinet, which allows you to control all the fusing and breakers related to your different machines, and all the electrical systems within this container can be controlled from here and worked on. And then this is the pumps that are pumping your hot and cold fluid exchange from that cold dry intercooler that I just showed you outside. So it's a really cool system, and this is how hydro mining works in a nutshell. So hey guys, we're here with Patrick Kelly, Global Sales Director of Foghashing. And really quickly, for any of the viewers that aren't familiar, really quickly, just what is Foghashing about the company? What do you guys do in the mining space?
So obviously, with Bitcoin mining, you have a lot of heat, you have a lot of noise. So we sort of developed solutions for hydro cooling and for immersion cooling for the Bitcoin mining machines. We started out in about 2021. But the first thing we started out with the little home miners, something called a C1, which had one little miner in it, so sort of for people at home. And that slowly grew from a C1 to a B6, which is a 6-bay unit.
Okay.
And we started getting quite a bit of interest in about 2021 for larger scale deployments, and everyone else was sort of getting into that sort of space. And that's when we started bringing out our immersion systems, which are starting at 1 megawatt all the way up to about 2.6 megawatts.
Wow.
But now with Foghashing, we've noticed that there's a big shift into hydro cooling.
Okay.
That's where a lot of people are going, hydro cooling with gas and whatnot. So now we're sort of presenting our hydro cooling containers in the 1.2 megawatt and the 2.4 megawatt form factors here.
Just quickly and briefly touching on this container behind us for the
All right, no
viewers
problem. I'll take you for a quick walk through.
that are curious.
All right, so this is our HC40 M1200, which means 1.2 megawatts.
Okay.
So it's got 1.2 megawatts of cooling load. It's made in the form factor of 2U, so that sort of covers your Whatsminer, who's one of our partners, your Auradine units, your Bitdeer units, and the new Canaan units as well that come out. So
Wow.
we do also make units for Bitmain. They make a 3-volt unit, and they also make a 3U unit there as well. So it looks more, if you come across here,
Yeah.
it looks more like a data center type unit compared to what immersion used to be, where you dunk it into immersion fluid. This is direct to chip cooling there. So the opportunities here, like the reasons why it's sort of preferred these days, that the cost of the infrastructure is much less per megawatt. There's less fluid that you need to use, and in immersion you use a dielectric fluid, which can get quite expensive. With this, you normally use like a distilled water PG25 sort of mix.
Okay.
And you use quite a bit less of it, and it's quite a bit cheaper as well.
Right.
There's a lot of room for overclocking, a lot of room for underclocking as well if you want to get better efficiency as well. So it's sort of a multi-miner compatibility. Yeah.
That's very good to hear. And how many units can one of these shelves house, do you think?
For one of these shelves, there's about 20 of these units. For this whole unit, we've got 120 units per 1.2 megawatts.
Wow.
2.4, 240 units, pretty much twice the same. But if we're talking Bitmain units, we can do 420 of the shoebox units inside of a 2.4 megawatt, yeah.
Okay, that's really excellent. Yeah. This is a plug and play. I'm assuming clients can just order this and get it shipped to a site?
Straight away. So we obviously build everything in Shenzhen. It's about a 50 to 60 day build time, but it is pretty much a plug and play. It comes like this, you put it on the site, you get your electricians to connect everything up, and then you sort of pre-fill the water system there. It's all closed loop, so you don't have to refill the liquid every time there's evaporation or anything like that. And the main thing here as well is it's got redundancy. You've got two switchboards on each side. So if you've got a switchboard that fails on one side, you still got one here as a backup.
Nice.
Same with the pumps.
Wow.
And what we've made as well is that if you have a failure of one of the units here, you're able to just quickly isolate these units here.
Okay.
Remove that unit
instead of off there.
Yes, correct. And instead of shutting down a whole rack or shutting down a whole container for one broken miner, you can just take that one out and replace it.
Wow, awesome. Thank you so much, Patrick.
Very nice, very nice to meet you.
Learning about this in the company.
No problem. Come by anytime.
Yeah, if anyone is curious, any resources, where can they find more about the company, a website or?
The website's probably the best, which is foghashing.io.
Okay.
Or you could probably just Google me, Patrick Kelly, and you'd find something as well. But or look up the Mining Disrupt website. You'll see us. We're one of the main sponsors there. Or come down.
Awesome. Well, you guys heard it from Patrick Kelly himself from Foghashing. If you need any of these containers or solutions for your miners or your ASICs on your sites, don't feel shy. Contact Foghashing. Patrick and his team is very diligent and excellent at their work, and they're here to help you succeed, so don't be shy.